Hi lovelies, welcome back. So it's yet another beautiful day, and I woke up to this awesome looking like insect. I don't know the name. Resembles a ladybug, but those are not the ladybug colors. But it's just cute. It's bright red. Reminded me of the song Lady in Red. Yeah. Well, apart from the snakes, this place has very beautiful creatures, and my kids really love them. So I've run out of soap, and as you know, I make my own soap. It's a multi-purpose kind of soap. So I decided to make some before I completely ran out. So I'm just from doing my dishes, and there's someone who commented, I think in one of the TikTok videos, that I should get a stand for those dishes. I would really love that, but just to clarify, we're still living within our means and within our budget, and there's some things that we really can't afford for now. So I make do with whatever that I have. So shit kinda happened here today. My jig particles contents mixed with the soap contents. Yes, you see the powder, the small to white two pieces to powder, that's jig, and then the other big gem like looking stuff, that's soap. So it so happened that the two packets, one with jig and one with soap, happened to mix. I think it stayed in for a long time and they just tore off, maybe because of moving the stuff around and stuff. But I still went ahead and prepared it anyway. That is money that we spent, so I didn't see it fit to throw it away. And after all, I am the one who uses the soap, and still the jig wasn't that much, it was just a bit. So I didn't see any concerns. I just went ahead and continued mixing the soap. So my girls helped me out and we finished. Then we covered it with that material. Remember that material? The one that we used to make the temporary bathroom wall. Yeah, I still have some leftovers. Comes in handy. So I used it to cover and then put the iron sheet on top and then put a stone so that it can stay overnight, and it will be ready by tomorrow morning. I started making my own soap and my own jik when we were still in Mombasa because times were very hard and it was much more cheaper to make this kind of soap instead of buying it from the stores. I started making soap. This was a business idea that also came up when we moved here, but things really didn't go according to how we had planned or visioned it to be. Then we kind of stopped. That's a whole story for another day. I'll make a video and share. So this is the morning after. We came and removed the covering so that you can see. I was a bit anxious. I didn't know how the soap was going to turn out now that it had mixed with a bit of chick. But either way, I was glad that we actually had soap. So this was 20 liters worth of soap, but I usually don't make 20 liters. I make around 10 or 11, 12 liters to make it a bit heavy because it's for personal use and not business use. We bought it for 500 shillings, and after making the soap, I usually pack it up in those bottles so that it becomes a bit easy for us to use. I must say I was a bit anxious when I was opening this thing up, and when I saw the color, I knew that something was not right because the color usually doesn't come out like that. It's not that kind of green. It's a darker kind of green. This one looks as if it's a milkshake, a smoothie, an avocado smoothie or something. And usually that's not the color. Consistency wise, well, it is not that heavy. It's supposed to be very thick. Remember, this is 20 liters and I made only 10 liters, so it's supposed to be extra thick. But according to What I was seeing, that didn't cut it either. Either way, it is still soap and I can't throw it away. So I am still going to use it as is, because good thing is I'm not selling it. So next, we just went ahead and packed it up. So yeah, those are the bottles I managed to get, and this is going to take me for a long while. I think a month, can even go as far as 2 months, because it is it has a lot of foam, and I don't use that much. You just pour a bit and you're good to go. So I think we're going to use it for quite some time. There are some passerbys who thought I was selling juice. So this is the next morning, another beautiful day, and I saw a wild dog pass through our shamba. There's someone who called me, one of my followers, Mary. Mary was asking, "Are there dogs? How do you deal with those wild dogs?" We have wild dogs. There are many. There are quite a number, and they usually come by. They usually pass through the shamba. That's one, and it's very rare to see them during the day. They usually come by during at night, and they just come in search of food. I usually put our dirty utensils under that tree where we wash the dishes, and that is where they usually go for. They don't come to the house, they don't come to the doors, they don't bark, they don't, they're not aggressive. They just mind their own business, look for food, and shoo away. But the problem is they usually step on my plates. They have, I'm telling you, I had plastic plates and they stepped on them. I think they were biting them or something. They have destroyed my utensils, a lot of them, and until right now I don't have a lot of dishes because of them. Even these days we don't put dishes outside because of the dogs. Yeah. But all in all, the dogs are harmless. They don't bite. Yeah, that's what I've come to realize. So Kazungu and Hamisi once again came by in the morning to clear this part of the shamba, and I specifically requested him to start with this bush. This bush gives me the creeps. This bush gives me goosebumps. I have never seen a snake or any creature come from that place, but I have a very vivid imagination. I'm those kind of people who overthink things. Something can be very minor, but I can make it into buildings, skyscrapers. Yeah, that is me. So him clearing this bush was a good feeling. It was a relief for me. I felt safer, because I knew that at least we're not harboring. That's not a castle for snakes and any other creatures, and of course mosquitoes because of the rain. So yeah, he tackled that well, and Hamisi was doing this other part of the farm. These guys know how to do their job well. That's I will keep on saying that. This is where the bush was. You see that? These vesikis, actually there were around 3 or 4 vesikis that made up that bush. So after him clearing, this is how it looked like, and it was such a relief. I'm telling you, I felt immediately I felt safer. I asked him whether he saw any any snakes. He told me no, there are no snakes inside. I usually have this very vivid imagination. I can make something very minor become very big, and I'm scared of it, because thoughts carry energy, and at some point they will start to manifest. So the idea of not having this bush around, and me not being anxious, was a good thing. So we had an agreement with the brothers that they will be coming to clear at least two pars of land every day, and then we'll be paying them bit by bit as we go. So at least we have that sorted so that when the rains come, we can start planting and hopefully have a good harvest. You know, when they clear the land like this, there's usually a very sweet earthly smell that comes up, and it's just it's awesome. So this is after they were done, they left, and as I told you before, the amount of money that we had agreed upon doesn't really cater for clearing the debris that is left after the clearance and the digging. So I put on my my son's boots and decided to do the clearing myself because it didn't look that presentable. And me and things being in order, yeah, I have a thing for that. So I decided to go ahead and, fix that. It is not easy work because I was collecting them and then putting them, piling the debris on the fence. It involved a lot of bending and my back. Yeah, you get it. Yo, this is not a piece of cake. Damn, look at my hands. Making my hands are starting to become tough. Look. Anyway, um, yeah, I have done that side. Um, it's very tiring, especially for somebody who has never done this. I've removed my gum boots because they were a bit heavy, and I was really trying to move fast so that I can go like do some other house chores. But I've managed to clear this. I've piled the debris here, which is a good thing because of the fence. I'm raising the fence. I really value my privacy, and I don't like the fact that when people pass here, they get to see exactly what you're doing. But anyway, if we continue clearing, that means we'll be able to pile up on top of the fence like there. So yeah, those are my kids. Don't mind them. So I've cleared this part. Like it looks neat. It looks. I'm happy with what I've done. I've never done this before, but I think I'm trying to. I'm kind of getting a hold of it. So yeah. So basically, I'm just using my rake. I pull this stuff together. Actually, it's not that hard. The lifting part and the bending part is the hardest. I just pull this together like this, then I gather them, and then I go pile them on top of the fence. So there was a very big hedge which was here. It was here. It was all clear. This was the easiest part. I just had to pick them and take them there. So yeah, I am really proud of myself. So the sun is up, as you can see, and I'm sweating. Look, this is sweat together with this other dirty oils. Yeah, see, that's how people go fetch water. And my tank is also empty, so I need to also go replenish. It hasn't rained for some time. But anyway, I have managed to do that. Now, this is where I am. So, once the sun sets, maybe in the evening when it's not that hot, I'm going to come here. I think I've done this part. I'll collect this and then let my 16-year-old come and help. Yeah, because he's inside doing some stuff. Yeah, so this is how the place looks like. And this is nice. This is a big achievement. In Akazungu, they did a good job. And these are, it's a good feeling. So, yeah, it's tiring. I'm sweating like hell. Oh my God, look. I'm sweating. Yeah, I'm dirty. So I need to go take a bath and yeah, continue with my other activities. But so far, I can say big up, perfecto. Well done to me. Yes, and all of a sudden it was lunchtime, and today we were having pollo and ugali sima. I wish we had some chicha, but that didn't go through. So we just make what we can and whatever that we can afford. And pollo just happens to be a cheaper option where my kids will eat vizuri and they will get satisfied. So yeah, that's how the day went. I don't know. I think you've spotted. You see this? Yeah. You see the plates? You see that? Yeah. And you see this other one? They are double plates. You see the way it has cracked? That's what the dogs do to my plates. I think they step on them or something. It really sucks. But anyway, wamenimalizia vyombo, but it is okay. I just make do with what I have. So yes, this is our lunch. This was our lunch for that day, and it slapped. I can say it slapped. So it hasn't rained. It hasn't. Excuse me. It hasn't rained for a couple of days, and my tank is running low on water. So I had to order water and get a boda. On this day, my kids, the two girls and my eldest, together with the youngest, I think, they took the mitungis. Each carried two mitungis. Went to the road to the water vendor, and filled up the mitungis and got a boda guy to bring them to the boma. Yes, and I paid 80 shillings, 50 for the boda and 30 for the water. Yes, so I think they were on their way coming back when I was filming this. I had not done my laundry for 2 days again. So I had just completed doing that, and I was showing you the result of us clearing. It was a good day, it was a good feeling. Those are the tools that we use. That's my broom. And our hole, we filled up the hole. Unfortunately, I wasn't there, so I couldn't film it. But it was filled up with some stones and some mud, some sand, and a bigger stone on top. So I hope that will do. So this turned out well, I can say. And I am really, really happy with myself. So hopefully, we are going to do the rest of the shamba and see how we're going to do the planting. So as per our agreement, it was barter trade. Kazungu was happily satisfied with going. He was taking his people home. Yes, and these were the contents of that tank. Now this is another headache. I need to find out. I need to find a way of how I'm going to make this place neat. I have a problem with when things are not in place. Yeah, that's just me. So yes, mtu na ndugu yake hao wakachukua pipa lao, hao wakaenda zao, very happy and very I was happy too because the debt kuna vile it has lessened. Yeah, so the remaining amount is something that we can handle. They were asking me if they could pass through the shamba. Yeah, and they left. So later on, during in the evening of the same day, I decided not to postpone, procrastinate the cleaning of that area, in as much as it really sucked, but I managed. I managed. So I separated whatever that we needed, put them aside. Whatever that was junk, took them to the junk section, and whatever that was dirt and was not needed, was of no use, I lit a fire and burnt them. Then of course I finished washing my dishes with my soap. You see my soap there. Then took a broom, swept the area, made sure it was neat, and I was done for the evening. I had already made supper, and this was the beautiful sunset. I'm telling you, this place has very beautiful sceneries. The sunsets are always different every single day, and I will try my best to be at least including a glimpse of that in all the videos, because it's such a beautiful sight to see. So thank you guys for everything. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next one. Bye.